Today is April 30th. Welcome on in to Daily Cards Live here on ClaibsOnline.com. I'm Joe Roderick, joined alongside by Bob Ramsey, and we are brought to you, as always, by Royal Banks, Missouri and Munganess St. Louis Acura. Rammer, it's a traditional doubleheader today as the Cardinals were rained out yesterday up in Detroit. So in about 45 minutes from now, they take the field to play Detroit in game one, and then immediately after that, it's game two tonight. We will see Kyle Gibson take on Jack Flaherty here this afternoon, and then it's Steven Matz against Matt Manning in the evening affair between the Cardinals and the Tigers, two of the most historic franchises in all of Major League Baseball.
Everything you said is correct.
Yeah, it is. Jack Flaherty starts on.
Wait a minute.
Oh, okay,
you threw it to me. I'm going to take it.
All right.
It's no fun if I can't give you trouble.
I know.
I think what'll be interesting is because we hardly see doubleheaders anymore. My lineup nerd comes out, and the strategy of which guys will only play one game. So here's a couple little angles to look at. Based on what has happened this month, I have to assume Mason Wynn's only going to play one game. You have to.
Okay.
We got an ouchie back, right?
Right, but
so if he plays both games, it must not be that ouchie. So that can't be denied. But go ahead.
There's no sitting around in between games in this one, though. This is a noon and then a 7 o'clock game.
But most injuries occur when you with fatigue.
Okay.
Well, you're going to sit out 3 days in a row or whatever it was last week. Then you're going to tell, but that was that last week. Now we're going to play 18 innings.
Right. So you have Kyle. So it's Kyle Gibson and Jack Flaherty in game one. We'll get to Jack Flaherty's numbers in just a bit, but we have lineups for the game that starts later on this afternoon. Brendan Donovan leads off. He plays left. Wilson Contreras is DHing. Lars Nootbaar in center. Nolan Arenado at third. Paul Goldschmidt at first. Alec Burleson in right, Nolan Gorman at second, Mason Wynn at short, and Havan Herrera is batting ninth and catching. For the Tigers, Riley Green leads off in DHs. Matt Vierling is at third, the St. Louis product. Wenceel Perez plays right field. He hit his first Major League home run over the weekend. Kerry Carpenter is in left. Spencer Torkelson at first. Colt Keith is at second. Zach McKinstry is at short. Carson Kelly, a former Cardinal, is behind the plate. And Parker Meadows is in center field for the Tigers. 16-2 Tigers on the year, Rammer, and a lot of names on that list and that lineup that I'm very, very unfamiliar with.
Yeah, they're saving Mark Canha, who's arguably their best hitter, or off to the most solid start for them, and he's a veteran. They're saving him for game two, I presume. You mentioned St. Louis and Vierling. That'll be interesting to see. McKinstry is a guy who can drive in runs, but he's had a slow start to get the season going. So pitching has really been their forte early. And so that'll be interesting to see if the Cardinals can get in there and score some runs, because you'd like to think your pitchers today, where they are the fourth and fifth starters in your rotation, the Tigers might be their best shot at putting up some good numbers.
Yeah. So you have Kyle Gibson on the mound, and for the Cardinals, looking to continue his solid start for the Cardinals. 2-2, 4.35 ERA with 20 strikeouts on the year. Jack Flaherty, who was traded away at the deadline last year, spent time in Baltimore before signing a deal with the Tigers this offseason. This is his this is his sixth start of the season. Yeah, sixth start of the season for the Tigers. And so far,
his strikeout walk ratio is ridiculous.
Yeah, what I'm seeing here is about 36 strikeouts to
is it four
walks? Yeah,
that's Dennis Eckersley stuff. That's Greg Maddux stuff.
And when he was good with the Cardinals, that's what he was doing. When he wasn't good, it was 5 innings and a lot of pitches that he was throwing and not being able to go deep in games and get you wins.
100%. So it'll be interesting. I think both the Cardinals and Jack will be motivated in this one. And I think it adds one of those little dramatic touches to an early season baseball game. Back to the Cardinals lineup for just a second. If it were me, I still think they're wasting Mason Wynn at the bottom of the order. I think I'd be leading them off with Donovan 2, Contreras 3, and drop Nootbaar down. They have more info than I do, but I think they're wasting Wynn. And I love the Wynn Donovan 1-2 combo. Kind of reminds me of, although Donovan's a better hitter than Ted Sizemore, Lou Brock, Ted Sizemore, or Ozzie behind Vince Coleman. I really would like that 1-2 punch at the top to kind of create some stuff. But again, they have more info than I do, and we'll see how it goes.
A doubleheader would have been a nice time to tinker with the lineup and do something like that.
Yeah.
Today would have been a fun day to try that. And looking at it the way it is, I would imagine that in game 2, it'll be Contreras behind the plate, again batting second, unless Goldschmidt has not had a day off. Goldschmidt and Arenado, I don't think either one has had a day off yet this season. Have they?
I'd have to go look, Joe. You're asking the question.
I mean, off the top of my head, I do not remember either one of them having a day off. So as I'm sitting here trying to think of just how many games the Cardinals have played, and they're at 28 games on the year.
Looks like Goldschmidt's missed one.
Okay.
No, this is the 28th game, right?
No, this is the 29th game.
Well, he's played 27.
Okay. I think there might have been a game Burleson played first. Yeah.
Your point is, and that's why I was saying earlier, it'll be interesting to see the game 2 lineup. They're going with a regular lineup, so-called, in game 1. So I imagine we'll see Crawford, we'll see Ciani, Pajes, and who am I leaving out?
No. I don't think so.
I'd like to manage against you.
I know. I think Wilson Contreras catches. So that then you let then someone like Donovan or Arenado or Goldschmidt DHs in game 2.
So you're not going to give him a day off?
Will Contreras?
No, Goldschmidt or Arenado.
No, I that's what I'm saying. I don't think I one of those guys I think will be DHing in game 2. I think this is one of those cases.
That circles back to my point. Why'd they bring up the third catcher?
So you could have Herrera. You could get Herrera's bat in the lineup more often.
No, not at all. You've got 2 catchers. If Herrera's catching, he's in the lineup. And if Contreras is catching and you want Herrera's bat in the lineup, he DHs. You don't need the third guy when you only have 4 spots on the bench.
Right. Cardinals also will have a new face in the dugout tonight. Kyle Leahy will be in the dugout, a pitcher for the Cardinals, added as the 27th man for the doubleheader. For those that might have forgotten, new rule in baseball as of a couple years ago, you have a doubleheader, you get to add that extra roster spot to have a little more depth for 2 games in one day. So Kyle Leahy is who was selected for the Cardinals. Drew Rom moved to the 60-day injured list. Fitting that Drew Rom's name is mentioned today, as he was the piece that was traded for Jack Flaherty last year for the Cardinals, and a guy that I was really excited to see what he could do. I really liked the few outings he had last year and liked what I saw out of him. And at this point, you wonder if he's even going to make an appearance in St. Louis at all this season with the arm issues, and really almost no update at all for him so far. Game 2, it is Steven Matz going for the Cardinals against Matt Manning of the Tigers so far on the year. This is start number 3 for Manning.
Yeah, don't know much about him. Big guy. Numbers look okay. As I said earlier, I think it's a reasonable matchup. although the Cardinals don't do well against young guys they haven't seen before, and nobody's seen him. But it's fourth and fifth starters going today, and this is what you get.
Yeah, has not pitched for the Tigers since April 13th. So he should be very well rested, 16 days off in between starts. Last time out against Minnesota, went 6 2/3 innings, struck out 7, allowing 5 hits. 2 of those 5 hits did leave the yard for the Twins. So not a whole lot on him. We will see how that goes later on tonight. Early game at 2:40 from Comerica. It's Kyle Gibson against Jack Flaherty. Then tonight it's Steven Matz against Matt Manning for the Cardinals and the Tigers. Let's play 2 up in Detroit. We will be back tomorrow to recap these games and take a look at the series finale in Detroit. Until then, we are brought to you each and every day by our friends over at Munganess St. Louis Acura and also Rammer over at Royal Banks.
Royal Banks of Missouri, St. Louis, the East Side, St. Charles County, Northeast Missouri, all locations where each and every branch feels like your hometown bank. Royal Banks of Missouri, where better service means better banking. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
He's Bob Ramsey. I'm Joe Roderick. Talk to you tomorrow right here on Daily Cards Live.
Munganess St. Louis Acura would like to upgrade your current BEV experience. The new ZDX offers the performance that you expect from Acura, but upgrades your ownership experience with our award-winning team. Whether you're looking for a more convenient charging solution or an upgrade to a new vehicle, come in today and make a reservation for the all-electric ZDX coming soon. Munganess St. Louis Acura, better than ever for you.